Friends, the character and animation stream was great, and while we did not get to see any real gameplay, there were a bunch of new animations shown off for the new zombie models that the Thumpins have been working on. This was really nice to see, as it appears they're trying their best to give each model a unique look and a unique animation, which really helps to set them apart. We get to see some from the lab zombie, the new cool spider, the screamer, the dog, the cop, the rat zombie or bubble zombie, soldier, and a lot of gibbing and dismemberment. So let's jump right into it, but first make sure to gib that like button thoroughly. Take care of it so it won't rise again.
This is the one Brett was talking about. I wish the resolution was higher, but you can see the hand he was referring to, as well as a large open wound. The open wound wasn't planned, but it was one of those things where you look at it long enough and you kind of realize maybe it should do something. The final version is a little bit toned down.
Oh, the lab zombie, doesn't it just look so cool with that hand twitching? I think it does need a little bit of work. It seems to be swinging way too much like it's got no weight. It is a nice touch that the name tag was also swinging, but did you catch that?
Rainer.
We then have the soldier zombie.
Oh, so this is the Soldier by Brett, but it's purely a motion test. Like in game, it would be moving based on the movement that the zombie does, like if it runs or falls down. This is just sort of like a demo for you guys, just to show like what parts are movable. It's not always easy to see when a zombie's trying to kill you. In this case, I ended up having to rig this whole thing just because of the complexity of it. Not only does he have the moving parts for the guts, but he's also wearing clothing that you wouldn't expect to move too much either, like the body armor. And yeah, unless Brett has any input.
No, I mean, it's actually looking good. Ryan brought up a good point. I forgot the blood on the inside of the stuff. I mean, it's like once you kind of peel it out, I just need to add that. So just make it a little bit more realistic of that kind of split open and stuff. But yeah, you did a great job on it.
He looks so much better than before. He looks somehow beefier, more stout and dangerous, even with that torn off armor and what looks like someone's been digging into his stomach, into those intestines, pulling them out. Gross how they all move. Oh. But let's move on to the new zombie, that rat zombie that they kept calling the bubble zombie.
Okay, and this is a similar idea, only this one is blending in a custom animation I did as well. Just kind of signal that there's something different about the zombie. Plus, you can't really, similar to the eyeball Brett was talking about, you can't really look at bubbles like that and then not be bugged that they're not doing anything. So this originally wasn't planned, but then I kind of just tried to see if I could make it work.
I really like how those growths pulse disgustingly. Someone call Dr. Pimple Popper. He looks like it's gonna pop anytime. And for those who caught the first dev stream where they said he would not have his special attack until Alpha 21, well, I specifically asked Fatal on the dev stream and he confirmed that his rad bombing area of effect attack is in Alpha 20. That is super exciting. Thank you, Fatal. I'm glad they got that done and into the game. That will make him a really interesting zombie to encounter in Alpha 20. But let's move on to the new zombie called Ballerina. Ballerina, you ask? Well, you'll see what I mean.
There we go, got it. Go ahead.
Alrighty, so what I do is I do a lot of skinning. So I take a bunch of, a hierarchy of joints, the skeleton, and right here you can see how when you parent the mesh, this is Brett's cop to the skeleton, you can't just instantly move it, but now right there you can kind of see it, his little leg moving perfectly fine after that. It's just some tinkering with painting of weights, as you can see how everything's stretching when you're moving him.
And that's a quick lesson on the skinning and animation of the figures. But how does this look on the zombie dog? Let's have a look.
There we go. Got it. Go ahead and talk about it. There's
so
like
good.
a sweet spot where I have to find it.
I think this is a good spot to segue into the dog rig, zombie dog rig, where this is Brett's dog, and it has to animate, and so we could either do that with mocap, or we can just actually just animate, skin and rig a dog and animate it by hand. And so this is me messing with the dog rig, and this one I made. It's got a lot of features. You can mess with the the legs and the jaw and the ears, and yeah, it's still pretty rough though. It's not it's functionable. It'll work.
There you go.
There we go. All right, now it's alive, kind of. All right. That's kind of like a test run cycle for it, and it's got a little flappy jaw right there, because it's a zombie dog. Oh, I think it just got shot. Okay, yeah, it's dead. Yeah, that's its death loop.
It's interesting to see how this looks in the animation software as they put all of this together, and you can see the similarities with how this ends up in the final version of the game. But let's have a look at the most beautiful girl of Naviskane.
There we go. That's the tongue jaw thing with the screamer zombie. It's a little bit exaggerated, just so I can kind of show what she can do with that jaw or tongue, I guess. Yeah. Sounded strange. Anyways, yeah. That's
It's fine. It happens.
That's what's going on. That's what y'all see, we're there.
Oh, that tongue work is quite something. Not that I would suggest anyone to be kissing her unless you want to lose your face to those teeth. I think she's pretty hungry. The new spider zombie is awesome, and we're going to get to see more of it.
Yeah.
Bear with me. And this is the spider zombie, and this Brett wanted the jaws to open up, so this me opening up the jaws and the tongue and the teeth moving around, I call it more of like that predator kind of look, or yeah. So it's kind of cool. The tongue moves. It's got quite a bunch of additional joints for sure. So yeah, making this was pretty tricky for me, but it was a lot of fun. Really good learning experience. It's just more of like a little tech kind of thing, a little tech test, I guess you call it, where it's kind of moving around and a little tongue thing, Yeah, really cool character. Brett did a good job.
The jaws definitely don't look human the way they're sort of opening up, and I think that's part of their transformation as they progress.
Oh, there it is, yeah. Little test animation, Rawr. Creepy zombie stuff. Waving his arms around, I guess. Yeah. That's just kind of like a test animation,
That's what the sound's going to be is rawr.
Very spider-like sounds.
Definitely creepy, and interesting to see it animated as it's standing up and not just crawling. Maybe it will both be walking and jumping. We'll see how that turns out. Now, to finish off, a quick look at the gibbing and dismemberment system. While I showed some of this yesterday, it's definitely so cool. It's worth to show for those who didn't catch my video already.
This is a pre-recorded example of testing it out on the same zombie, but an actual in-game one. The goal is we want zombies to have more unique stumps on them. Previously, you chop at a zombie and their limb would just disappear into space, and the stump that was there just kind of looked like someone put hamburger to kind of close a wound. These are all still works in progress though, so there's a little bit of glitchiness you can see when the head hits the ground, but these are things that we're working on, so eventually you should see any zombie in the game throughout the Alpha 20 cycles start to have these introduced. When Alpha 20 first hits, you might see it on a few zombies, and then as the updates come, we'll go ahead and add them to everything. And we are aware that some people aren't super into detailed gore, so we have kicked around the idea of having an option to turn it off, if you're just squeamish with that kind of thing.
And that's going to look really great, I think, as we destroy those undead. Enjoyed it? Hit that like button before it's over. Quick, quick, quick!
Special thanks to the great patrons supporting the channel. If you would like to join the Vedui community and support these videos, do follow the Patreon link.